Right, so I've asked AI what the pass rate is from my local test centre at Norris Green in Liverpool. And it doesn't read very well, to be honest with you. So it's 36-37% at the moment. And thousands and thousands of people are failing. And it's up to date up to March. That's as much as they can give me. I've looked for this information myself as well. And it seems hard to find, if I'm being honest. I go on the government sites and stuff like that. And it's really, really tricky to find it. It seems like they bury it almost. But yeah, it can never be up to date as well because it takes ages for the data to be collected and stuff like that. So you generally get like what's happening now in November 2025. You may get that information next summer in 2026. So we'll find out what's going on today, next summer. So it's always behind, but it's a pretty low pass rate. So 1 in 3 are passing, which is not good. 10 people go for test. Probably about 7 of them are failing each time. So there's a lot of factors going into that, I think. I don't think it's just one problem. I think it's a multitude of problems. I think we have the pass rate's low, but when you think about it, people have to wait around 6 months for the driving test. So I think that could be adding pressure because they think I've got one go at this, then it's another 6 months, or I've got to find a cancellation. That's adding pressure, definitely. Driving instructors, I think, are doing the best they possibly can. I don't think they can do any more. The ones who I know, they're not cutting any corners. They're really pushing the candidates to be as good as they possibly could be. I had to fail yesterday, and it was just by one thing. It was a genuine fail, but it was caused by another road user who come into a roundabout so quick. My people was there before them. They went to go, and this one's come from the right, which you do give way to your right, obviously. But they've come so fast into the roundabout that the examiner had no choice but to press the brake because it would have been a crash. So inadvertently, it was my people's fault, but also caused by another road user as well because it's so tricky under the nerves that. So that's her now back in the system as well. She'd worked for 6-7 months, private practice, 2 lessons a week with me, and then it's gone. And then we've got to scramble around for the test now. So she felt the pressure coming in as well, most definitely. She said that to me. Will I be able to find a date if I fail this? And I had to say to her, well, we'll try, There's no guarantee, is it? So, yeah, I do think that's playing a part. And then I also think it could be there's a lot of people take the test in their own cars now, or hire cars or whatever, and they aren't always the best prepared. But again, I don't know the stats on that 100% compared to ADI tests to non-ADI tests. As I should guess that it's probably higher with ADI tests. But that, they don't give us that information. So until I've seen that information, I wouldn't like to say it was that 100%. Just what I hear little things in and around the test centre, some bad stories and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a multitude of things. Also, the roads are a lot more congested now, and everyone's driving around quick, so that gives learners less time. That gives learners less time in situations. If they make a mistake, someone's always there. So yeah, I think it's a lot of factors creating one big massive mess into this situation. And examiners as well, they can't just go, oh, because the system's bad and the 6 months, let's just pass someone. No, they've got to literally do what they've done to mine the other day and fail them if they make a mistake. They cannot just go, oh, we'll let that go. Because that could be dangerous as well, couldn't it? They have a job to do. There's no real trust there, I would say, with examiners and ADIs. They can't go, oh, where's Danny? Let's trust him. He must have brought someone good. They can't do that. They can never do that because that would be taking a massive risk. Even though I think you should trust me, you never know, do you? You never know that people could be cutting corners or whatever, although all the driving instructors I know do not do that. I know a lot of driving instructors and each one of them is trying the best. They're really getting the candidates as good as they can. And then to top it all off, you do just have human error, don't you? Just people getting nervous and they make mistakes. That will always happen. It will never be any different. And I suppose that's why nationally, I asked the AI as well what it is nationally. It's 47% nationally. So that's all over the whole country. So the majority of people fail the driving test. And that's always been the case. Always, no matter what happens, it's always been the case. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about this situation at the moment with these pass rates, because they are going lower, I think. I don't think they're going higher. They're definitely going lower. We're trying our best. Instructors are trying our best. but the pass rate's still going lower. We're getting candidates as good as we can. The pass rate's still getting lower. So something is going on. And we need to get to the bottom of it, because I would love our test centre to be 50% pass rate. I'd love that, because I think we'd feel that. I think us instructors are always way over the pass rate of what's there. That's a fact. I know that for a fact. I speak to other instructors. I know what their pass rates are, and I know that instructors can beat the odds at these test centres. That is happening. But generally, when there's a low pass rate, everyone feels it as well. So that's just the truth. All driving instructors get fails. That's a fact. There's very few driving instructors that get hardly any fails. Like, it just doesn't happen. I speak to enough of them, so I know I'm friends with enough of them. So we all share our stories. We all have a little moan and whatever. So I don't know if the examiners know that, but we do speak. Like, there is a community there with driving instructors. I'm in a few of them, so I get to hear the stories. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, what do you think nationally of this pass rate of 47%, and locally at Liverpool, Norris Green, 36-37%? It's not great, is it? But will it ever improve? Will it always just be this way? Is this the way it's always? Is this the way it's got to be? Basically, maybe this is just the way it has always got to be. I don't know. But for as long as I'm a driving instructor, I will always feel like it's a little tiny miracle when someone passes. I always feel it when I go to the door and the door opens and the examiner says it's a pass. I always feel like that's a little miracle, because there's so many things that can go wrong in that 40-minute drive you wouldn't believe. So yeah, I'm always amazed when there's a little pass there. But yeah, and then also when it's a fail, I've got to just move on. Like yesterday when I had that fail, I couldn't dwell on it too long. I got home, I was a bit down about it. I felt for there as well. So I think what they must be thinking, I think they must feel sad, and all that effort they put in, all the money they put in. So it does, because I've got empathy for my pupils, and I'm there with them. I'm invested with them. So for me not to be disappointed would be bizarre. So I do feel it. What I've got to get better with, though, is just moving on the next day and trying not to let it get me down too much. But yeah, thanks for listening to that anyway. But let me know what you think in the comments about the pass rates nationally or at your test centre. If you've got any stories, drop them in the comments. Cheers. See you on the next one.